I've seen the first. Oh, sorry.
No, I see a lot behind you. Where's the Bebop? Where's the swordfish?
Well, they don't. Hot Toys and other people have not made it yet in a new. I could give you a whole thing, but
okay, I'll keep going.
Right. So I've seen the first 6 episodes.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to finishing. I ran out of time. So million questions. Sorry, I was going to talk more about that. But how did you guys decide on 10 episodes?
It felt like a natural fit for being able to tell both the bounty stories, but also the serialized nature of the storytelling for the characters. It felt like a nice box to put ourselves in and to see how much we could really get. And it also sort of makes you live in the choices of where do I have to trim some stuff out in order to fit it this way. So that's kind of how we came to 10.
Well, it's interesting because some of the Netflix series have been 6 episodes and 8 episodes, and some are 10. And it's been interesting talking to showrunners about how they decide what the number is, because from what I understand, Netflix will say, here's your budget, no matter how many episodes you're going to do. So how do you want to tell your story?
Yeah, we started with 10 and we started talking about the budget later. I probably shouldn't say that. Netflix is like, don't tell everybody else that's how it happened. But 10 episodes felt to me appropriate in order to get under the skin of the characters, which is really what I wanted to do. There is a lot of earth to till to really understand who these folks are, where they came from, what they're being faced with, what's catching up to them, and how they're choosing to react to those moments. So it felt to me like that was the natural progression.
Oh, no, completely. How much did Netflix and people want to know? We have a 3-season plan. We have a 5-season plan, assuming that the show is popular.
We have talked about those things, but none of those things were driving conversations for sort of nailing down this first season. In talking to them and in this show, coming to them and, Netflix getting on board and wanting to be on board with it. We had a pretty solid plan of what it was that this season was going to look like when walking in the door. So their sort of love and support was sort of immediate and genuine. So it made the process really easy.
I know that it obviously was terrible when John got hurt and, shut the production down. But everyone I've spoken to who's involved in the making of a movie or TV show wishes they had time in the middle of filming to be able to look at everything and assess what's working and what needs help. So how did that downtime help you make a better show?
It was really the opportunity to go back and look at game film. We got to go to the locker room at the end of the first quarter, so in doing that, it gave us a real opportunity to look at the storytelling, to look at the scenes, to look at the sets, the dialogue, the way things were cutting together, to look at our pacing, to look at how the music will integrate. And it really provided an incredible roadmap for how to come out of the locker room when John was ready to get back on the hardwood, but how to come out of the locker room and be like, these are the plays that we're going to call. And this is how we're going to really hone in on what we're chasing.
Did you end up reshooting anything in the first few episodes based on that downtime because, we need a scene there?
I don't think so. I think we picked up one scene, but I think we really picked up one scene. And interestingly, it was a cutaway piece from the scene that we went down on, which interestingly, the scene that we went down on, we ended up, when we wrapped that set, we were like, we shot that set in 2019, 2020, and 2021. So it was sort of a bizarre version, but when we finally wrapped that set, we all gave ourselves a nice round of applause and we're like, we made it.
You guys have talked about Easter eggs on the series. And I know you don't want to give stuff away, but are there any episodes and specific places that you want people to maybe spend a little more time?
It's so hard to say. It's everywhere. It really is. Like every department head, from costumes to props to set deck to painters to plasterers to you name it, were given the directive of plant Easter eggs And we all talked about them. We knew what they were going in, and they would be there, and they really are everywhere. Some direct pulls from the anime, some pulls from episodes that we're borrowing from the anime, some deeper than episodes that we're borrowing from, some from movie inspirations that tell us the story of where the anime took its inspirations from. It really does live everywhere. But yeah, I could go on, but it's everywhere.
One of the things about, man, I have so many more questions. One of the things about this is you really expanded from the anime series the roles of Julia and Vicious in terms of, you know, their arc and how involved they are in the first season. What was the motivation of expanding their roles?
A great hero needs a great enemy, and a great enemy to be realized in a three-dimensional fashion where we truly understand who Vicious is, what Vicious is, why Vicious is. And the same for Julia. I think that it was an incredible opportunity to be able to take Julia, who's more of an idea in the anime, an archetypal one at that, than an actual full drawn out character, and to be able to craft a history for Julia and tell that character's story. But a lot of it really hinges on I love a good bad guy, you know?
Sure.
So I wanted to know more about Vicious.
Do you think Spike would actually leave the ship if the ship was able to produce delicious noodles?
No, he might, if it were free, he might just stay on that ship forever.
But my last thing for you, because I'm out of time. What ended up being the toughest stuff to bring to life from the anime, but the stuff like that you loved, and you're like, we need this to be in the series, but holy shit, this is hard.
I think it was the overall tone. I know it's not a specific answer, but it was the tone of capturing the humor, but capturing the real and raw emotion, presenting the characters as living in a world that is futuristic but feels relatable, while pumping a jazzy soundtrack and having some sort of wild, pulpy, slick action. It was a very specific needle to thread. And all of that was about truly trying to make sure that we were capturing the spirit of the anime. So part of it is like, what's pulpy fun? That was kind of the question, like, at all times. And I think that was hard to nail down, but I think we found it.
Yeah, I can't wait to finish the series. Thank you so much for your time. And I hope it's a huge hit. I hope you guys get to make another season.
Me too. Fingers crossed.
Right, exactly. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. All right. Be well.